All right. So in this segment, we're really just gonna, as Tom mentioned, we're gonna go through positional group by positional group, and we're gonna say who we think has the better group between, the Bucs and the Chiefs. So our first group obviously is quarterback, right? Even though Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, I gotta go Mahomes. I just think right now he's more dynamic. I hate betting against Tom and saying he's not the best, but I gotta lean Patrick Mahomes here.
All right, I'm going Brady. I do think Mahomes is a better quarterback. I will say that, but I'm going Brady in a Super Bowl game
He's
at
got the
home.
experience.
He's
Yeah.
got the experience. Not to say Mahomes does not have experience. Mahomes won one last year, right? But I'm going with Tom Brady at home. He's going for number 7. This is his 10th all-time Super Bowl that he's appeared in. It's just like stupid experience, and you really can't you can't teach experience. So I'm
Yeah.
going TB12 here. Tom Brady, I think, is going to be the better quarterback in this game. I'm not saying he's the better quarterback overall, but in this game, I believe that he's going to have an edge here.
I like it. That's a bold take right off the bat. Next positional group, we're going running backs. I think this is very, very close, but I'm actually going to lean Bucks here. I like playoff Leonard Fournette. He's finding some fresh legs. I'm also a huge fan of Ronald Jones. I think, he's healing up off of that injury. I think he's going to be dynamic in this game. I mean, that's nothing to take away here from Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell. I think it's a decent backfield, but I am going Bucks here.
I'm for sure going Bucks here. Playoff Lenny's been crushing it. Call me crazy. I don't think Lev Bell's any good anymore.
Nah, he's definitely his best days are behind him. That's for
So
sure.
I'm definitely going with the Bucks group here. They got more experience. I mean, Leonard Fournette, like you said, is just like the Barstool guys coined him, playoff Lenny.
Yeah.
He has been on a tear. He's just like scoring touchdown after touchdown in the playoffs. So I'm for sure going Bucks here. Like I said, maybe it's a little biased that I don't like Lev Bell anymore because he kind
Yeah.
of did nothing for us. But
I'm happy for him that he gets to play in this game, though.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not, whatever. But I also think, the rookie, the inexperience of Edwards-Helaire mixed with Lev Bell. I just think that the Bucks group is going to be a little more potent coming into this game, and they have been lately. And that's also a Chiefs struggle on defense is stopping the run. So I'm definitely going to give the edge here to the Bucks group.
All right. I mean, I think we're in agreement there. Wide receivers. I can't believe I'm picking against pretty much across the board Chiefs positional like offensive weapons, but I'm going Bucks here again. I just think they have two very, very quality receivers. I know it's so hard for me to go against Tyreek Hill, but I'm going Godwin. I'm going Mike Evans, even Scotty Miller, Antonio Brown. I just love the depth of that group. And, I think it's definitely an argument, but I'm going Bucks here.
Oh, I mean, top to bottom, both of these teams' wide receiver cores go crazy,
Yeah.
right? Like you just mentioned the Bucks, but I am going Chiefs. Strictly because Tyreek Hill
Yeah.
has been a cheat code. Watkins is awesome too, and Hardman, and I mean you can almost count Kelsey like a receiver, even though he's a tight end. So I'm definitely going to lean Chiefs here with the receiving core. But it's a toss up. Like the Bucks can go off as well
They
with
have
their
great receivers.
receivers.
Both
They have
teams have great receivers.
unbelievable receivers as well. I know Scotty Miller says he's faster than Tyreek, so maybe they got a race.
Yeah.
But you're leaning Bucks. I'm gonna lean Chiefs here with the receivers.
All right. So far, I pretty much fully shut out the Chiefs group, but I'm not here. Tight end. I think it's all Chiefs with Travis Kelsey. Can't count out Gronk, one of the best of all time, but Kelsey is literally a game-changing player. I'm definitely going Chiefs here.
Yeah, I'm leaning Kelsey. Kelsey is he's a beast. He's so good. He gets over 100, what seems to be every game.
Yeah.
Gronk is not the Gronk of old,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Coming off a retirement, he's had I would say relatively mediocre year. So I'm 100% in agreement with you here. Chiefs tight end, they dominate that for sure.
All right. Moving on to the guys in the trenches, the offensive line. I'm definitely going Bucks here. I think that this is probably going to be, the biggest. This is going to have the biggest impact on the game. Is I think the difference between these two units. I mean, you have Mitchell Schwartz, who was the Chiefs' best offensive lineman last year. He's been out since week 6. Right tackle doesn't look like he's coming back. And then the big loss last week, left tackle Eric Fisher tears his Achilles, is out for the game. And then just the Bucks. You got Ali Marpet. You got Jansen. You got Tristan Wirfs, who's playing like an all-pro player at tackle as a rookie. So I love that unit. I think they're going to keep Tom upright. I'm definitely going Bucks here at offensive line.
A lot of name dropping there with O linemen to make me look stupid, but whatever. I actually did do a little research on this one. So the Bucs, their final Pro Football Focus grade, they were rated the fifth best O line in the game this year. They only allowed Brady to get pressured 24% of the time, which was the fourth lowest in the NFL. So, like you said, keeping him upright is huge. We all like Brady does not play as well if there's pressure in his face, if he's getting hit, if he's taking sacks, right? So I think it's going to be up to them, not only pass blocking, but getting off the line too. They have those two good running backs in the back. They got to set that edge on the line. They got to, fire off the ball and push the Chiefs around. So I'm going to go with the Bucs here as well, because they were the fifth best in the league this year, opposed to the Chiefs, were the number 11 on Pro Football Focus. Overall grade out. And like you said, they're missing their tackle. So I'm definitely going to lean Bucs here for sure.
All right. Looks like more of a trend for me. Defensive line. I think these are two very, very good groups, but I'm going Bucs again. I'm not even going to count Shaq Barrett in this group. I'm going to count him towards the linebacker groups, even though he's an elite edge rusher. But Vita Vea, Ndamukong Suh, and JPP, I just love that defensive line from the Bucs, and I think that's going to be the biggest matchup of the game, is that Bucs defensive line against that Chiefs offensive line. The Chiefs have a great D line. They got Jones. They got Frank Clark, but I'm going Bucs here.
I am too. I'm a big fan of Ndamukong Suh. Shout out to Rathbun, the Nebraska boy here. So I'm leaning Bucs as well. I'm leaning Bucs on a lot of these pretty much, except for like the skilled receivers and the tight ends here. But I'm going to go Bucs as well. I love Ndamukong Suh. JPP has experience too. He has playoff Super Bowl experience. I know he's got a couple less fingers, but he's been making do with those.
He's a beast. No,
he's been really good.
He's proven everyone wrong after that incident too. So that's incredible.
I mean, if that D line gets in the face of Mahomes, I think that might be the key to the game. Honestly.
I think it is the key to the game.
That D line just getting pressure on Mahomes, because they're going to be, they're going to have an awesome offensive scheme coming into the game, an offensive game plan. They have the weapons. So I think it's going to be on this D line, which I do think has the advantage here over the Chiefs D line, to get in Mahomes' face, to get pressure on him. And just, I don't think it's going to totally slow him down all that much, but you need those 4 or 5 pressures, like extra, that you might not have gotten. And I think this D-line can produce. And I'm a big fan of Ndamukong Suh, and I hope he stomps on some legs or something and and gets it going out there.
Again, linebackers, I'm going Bucs here. I think this is probably arguably the best linebacker group in the NFL. You got Levante David, you got Shaq Barrett off the edge. This is a no-brainer for me as well.
Ditto. I'm with you on that as well.
I don't think there's much to say about it. I think there's a clear discrepancy there at linebacker.
I mean, Levante David's a monster. So
no, exactly. Corners, this one was a little tough for me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know too much about these two groups. From what it seems like, it looks like the Chiefs group might have I'm going to give them the edge. I think the Bucs do have some nice players, but I think they're a young group, like Sean Murphy Bunting, Jamel Dean. I think it's a good group. I don't think they're anything to laugh at, but I'm going to go Chiefs here.
All right, I'll take the Bucs. I don't really know much about the cornerbacks.
I think the Chiefs got Rashad Breeland. I'm going to ride him as my big pick at corner, and then at safety, I am going to go Chiefs.
Tyrann Mathieu,
they got Tyrann Mathieu. Juan Thornhill's a good player. For the Bucs, rookie. What's his name? Winfield from Minnesota has been a great player, but I'm definitely going Tyrann.
He's trying to row the boat.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then special teams, our last positional group of the day, I'm going Chiefs just because of Harrison Butker. I think Ryan Succop's a good kicker, but Butker is, he's the guy. I think he's probably either the best or the second best kicker in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one as well. I'm going to go with the Chiefs there as well. I think Butker's pretty solid. But, for me, the cornerbacks, special teams, that's all kind of a toss-up in this game between the two teams here. But I think, just kind of looking back at the list, yes, I know I put Brady there. I think the Chiefs have maybe the better skilled positions, but I think overall elsewhere, I think the Bucs actually match up pretty well with them.
I think the Bucs are the better team, but I think Mahomes is so good that he can make up that difference. I think that's the big key. You know what I mean? So talking about
which is crazy that we're saying the Bucs are a better team, because they were a wild card team opposed to the, arguably everyone touted them as the best team all year, and they're kind of living up to their hype here, the Chiefs. So it's kind of wild how things kind of shake up. It's the Chiefs are skilled position oriented, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, definitely. There's no doubt. So let's pivot right from that to
Hey,
the key.
before we pivot to the keys of the game, I
Yeah.
did write down a couple facts I wanted
Yeah.
to
Let's hear
throw
'em.
out here. All right, so the Chiefs, going into this game, they're trying to be the first repeat champion since guess who?
Repeat champion. I mean, Patriots.
Patriots 0304, Tom Brady. All
Yeah.
right. So that's kind of a cool little tidbit there. So the Bucs now, a little fact about the Bucs, the Bucs are going to be the fourth wild card team since 1990 to advance to the Super Bowl. The three previous uh, prior to them are the '05 Steelers, the '07 Giants, and the 2010 Packers, and all three of those teams won the Super Bowl. So I
Wow.
think that's something you got to keep into consideration as well. So
Yeah.
that might be playing into the advantage here. Like I mentioned before, this is Tom Brady's 10th Super Bowl
That's
appearance,
insane. That's
which is
absolutely
just
insane.
crazy. So those are just a couple little
10 Super
fun
Bowls.
tidbits, I guess.
Yeah.
10
No,
Super Bowls, dude. Like, I hope we get to one in my lifetime, let
I
alone
know.
win one.
I know. It's incredible. But
All right, so you wanna pivot here to our keys of the game?
yeah. All right. So first off, I think for the Bucks, their key of the game is to dominate the Chiefs' offensive line. Like we mentioned, I think that's a great matchup. That defensive line, those edge rushers against that inexperienced O line, or not even inexperienced, just not really a starting offensive line right now. Get pressure on Mahomes, make him uncomfortable. I think that's the Bucks' key to the game. And then for me, the Chiefs' key to the game on the other side of that coin is just keeping Mahomes upright, giving him time to really dissect that young secondary of the Bucks, and I think that's their best chance of winning. So those are my, keys of the game for each team.
Okay, so my keys, I'll start with the Bucks. So the Bucks need to utilize not only Tom Brady through the air, but they really, I think, need to rely on the ground, right? The
Yeah.
Chiefs aren't a proven great run stopping team. So I think really utilize those two, Ronald Jones and playoff Lenny, really need to utilize the run to set up their pass. Because like you mentioned before, they do have awesome skilled positions there. I think I think for them, no one needs to be Superman, right? Tom
Yeah.
Brady is your Superman, but the way Tom Brady plays is he just reads his progressions, right? He's going to throw the ball to the open guy. That was pretty interesting. Like, I think it was Romo talking about, I know I talk about Romo every episode, I'm sorry. But I think he was saying like, they don't come and complain to Tom Brady that they're not getting the ball because Brady's going to throw it to the open guy. So I think they just need to follow that game plan, just have him spread out the ball and don't let him take pressure, right? Tom Brady does not do great under pressure, but if you give him a pocket, you allow him to make those reads, he's going to make the correct reads. So I think utilizing the run, I think Brady spreading the ball around, and like I previously mentioned, that D-line getting in Mahomes' face. So I think those are my three keys to the game for the Bucs. And the Chiefs, if the Chiefs are going to win, it's going to be how the Chiefs normally win. Right. It's going to be, Tyreek going crazy for 100 plus. It's going to be Kelsey going crazy for 100 plus. It's going to be Mahomes. It's going to be Bieniemy's offensive game plan coming in. Right.
Yeah.
That is how they're going to win. They're not going to win this game on defense, I don't think. I think they just need to run and their pressure, and they're on defense. They need to do opposite of my keys to the game for the Bucs. They just need to get in Brady's face on defense there and do the best they can to prevent the rush. So those are my keys to the game for both teams here. You got anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, I think you pretty much crushed it with all those keys to the game. I just had one for each, but I think we covered, the general ideas of, what each team needs to do to win. So with that being said, we did the positional breakdown. We did the keys to the game. Let's predict who's actually going to win. I believe right now the spread's hovering around 3-point favorites for the Chiefs, but I'm going the Bucs are going to win this game outright. I think they're going to win 34-31. That's my official prediction. I just think this Bucs D is going to be too much, like we said, for that Chiefs offensive line. I said it like 5 times already. And I just think Tom Brady, he's got that clutch gene. He's got that Super Bowl, that mentality. Like, I'm going to go out and win this game and just get it done. I think he pulls it out in what might be his best win ever. So I'm going Bucs here.
I hate us. In
Wow,
what world did you think we were both going to be pulling for? Like, I'm like legit. I've talked myself into rooting for the Bucs.
Oh yeah, I know.
So like,
I'm definitely rooting Bucs.
What world are we living in that we're rooting for Tom Brady to win a 7th Super Bowl? So that was kind of like my oh my god moment when I actually predicted who I think was going to win this game. And like you, I don't only. What was the spread?
I think I've seen 3.
Guess what? I don't care. I got the Bucs winning by 6, 30-24.
Wow. All right, let's go.
30
and then
to 24.
over under, we got 56 points. I'm going over.
Well, I just predicted 54 points. So I'm going under.
Wow. All right. So we are split on the over under.